Coming to you live from the Mistopheles Studios, it's Dark Fringe Radio.
I try to move, but my body won't work. I try to talk, but I lose all words. All that ever slips from my face are teeth and dreams I can't take. Waking from.
Hey guys, welcome to another edition of Dark Fringe Radio, and I am your host, Will Martinez, and of course, without further ado, my co-host, Jay Galosi. What's up, brother? How you doing?
I am.
What's going on, bro? Yeah,
Freaking tastic. How are we doing? Happy holidays.
Happy holidays, brother, and soon to be Happy New Year. A lot of things to celebrate.
Navidad.
That's fucking great, man. There you go. Fucking blind Puerto Rican guy with a guitar.
Feliz Navidad.
Bro, what Puerto Rican man has ever had more of a hold on anything on mainstream than that, right? Think about it. That fucking song still plays to this day. And that motherfucker came out in the 70s, no?
Downloaded it this year for a holiday party I hosted.
Exactly. See? Fucking right. There you go. Fucking great. Anyways, but listen, thanks for joining us on another edition, of course, of Dark Fringe Radio. Tonight, we're going to be doing something special. We're doing the Fringies, Jay. Not the Emmys, but the Fringies. And what I mean by that is we're going to be doing a 2022 year in review, and we're going to be doing a lot of different categories, but we're going to be ranking some of the best and worst things of this year. So we'll be getting that here into a second, of course. But of course, I want to let everybody know how you can listen to the podcast. Very simple. Go to our website, darkfringeradio.com. Make sure you go there. Check out all of our stuff. We have articles and things of that nature. And of course, all our recent episodes on there so you can listen to right there off the website. So make sure you go ahead and check that out at darkfringeradio.com. And of course, our social media, Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter at Dark Fringe Radio. Make sure you go check that out. And not to forget, but our YouTube page. Please go ahead and like and subscribe, and make sure you check the notification to be notified every time we come out with a new episode. And that way you can stay up to date to what we're doing here at Dark Fringe Radio. So we really appreciate when you guys do that. And that's it, Jay, for the intro. I think we're going to get into some Dark Fringe news. What do you think?
Yeah, why not, man?
All right. Well, really interesting thing that came out today here, Jay, that I wanted to talk about. And just today, literally today. But are you familiar with the gentleman online? His name is Andrew Tate.
I don't know him personally.
No, I didn't say you know him personally, but I mean, do you know of him?
I know of him. I know he recently has found himself under the custody of some particular authorities who happen to have some justices. Yes.
Yeah. That. So it's an interesting thing here, Jay. Andrew Tate is just very popular YouTube influencer. Well, just recently he was actually kicked off of all these. Yeah. I mean, listen, even my son was telling me about him, and I'm like, he was like, oh, he's got some good messages. And I'm like, yeah, but the guy's a fucking misogynist, dude. Like, he's fucking completely degrading women in a lot of different ways. So, I told him I smartened him up to it. I was like, dude, this guy's not a good guy. And then he was like, okay, he backed off, But long story short, today, yeah, like you said, Jay, he found himself on the wrong side of the law. And really interesting thing that happened after he was going back and forth barbing with Greta Thunberg on Twitter about his carbon footprint. He gets busted by the fucking Romanian FBI, basically. And they came in
with that chick, man. Do not fuck with that chick.
They were very efficient, by the way. Oh, her? Yeah. Don't mess with that girl. There's something up with that girl. There is something up with her. I think the minute you fuck with her, it's something happens. Like there's a green light that's lit on you or something,
I'm pretty sure we're going to actually have to bleep her name out of our podcast.
We love her. We're supporters of Greta Thunberg. We love her. We don't want to get fucking raided by the FBI all of a sudden.
Don't lie. My wife is getting an electric car. We're good.
Oh, yeah.
I'm working on it.
We're good. Yeah. So, he gets raided by the Romanian FBI, basically. and it's called DICOT, and it's called the Directorate of Investigating Organized Crime and Terrorism. That's what the acronym is for. And so 4 suspects were taken into custody, him, his brother, and 2 other individuals. They are under the suspicion of forming an organized crime syndicate, and for the purposes of trafficking human children, and actually moving videos and explicit things of that nature of underage children having sex with of course adults. So yeah, there's a lot of bad, nasty shit that he's facing here, and it's just something that go ahead, Jay.
That's unacceptable. Like,
no, bro, come on.
What the fuck? Like,
yeah,
what the fuck?
Yeah.
Seriously,
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
There's nothing else to say. Just what the fuck?
No, there is nothing else to say. There isn't. You're absolutely right. I mean, at the same time, you wonder, like, these people that have such a strong command on the on some of these people, and that influence people in America, because this guy has a lot of followers. We're talking about millions and millions of people, and
clearly, because Jeffrey Epstein killed himself, right. So no, those lines don't go high up into places we don't talk about, skull and crossbones and such, shadow governments. What? Third eye open.
Well, that's a funny thing too. He kind of subscribes to a lot of that stuff too, but he uses it to his advantage. For instance, on Friday, he tweeted from his verified account. He said, "quote unquote, the Matrix has sent their agents." So he's a former professional kickboxer. He's known for his viral rants online about male dominance and female submission and wealth, and he openly advocates for violence against women, and has previously been banned from, like I said, from every social media platform until Elon Musk reinstated his Twitter account after taking over the company just recently. So,
well, gosh, it's a good thing we are in the capable hands of Elon Musk, isn't it?
Right. Yeah, exactly. So they said he's going to be in custody for at least the next 30 days. That's how long they can keep him until they can submit further evidence to actually convict him of these crimes. And so we'll see what happens, man. It's going to be an interesting 30 days for Mr. Andrew Tate. But I think there's a lot more to this story here, Jay, and I'm going to keep a close eye on it. And we may do an episode on this one because I think there's a lot of more working parts to this than what we're told here on the surface here. But like I said, I didn't want to get into it right away because the story is so new and it's so fresh. A lot of things have to settle first, because that's when the stuff starts coming out little by little. On any story, you have to give it some time to breathe. Just like, I talked to you about this before in the past when, especially like, when we had that shooter in Vegas, remember that when he shot out all those people from the fucking, and I was like, give it a couple. Yeah. Yes. Like, give it a couple days. More stuff is going to come out, and sure as shit, more and more shit came out. Out.
Do you remember that episode, William?
Oh, I do very much. Oh yeah. It's a great episode. I mean,
it is a great episode.
Yeah. I mean,
the way it ends.
Oh yeah, the way it ends. Yeah, by the way. Yeah, the way it ends is Jay's taking it to custody like fucking Andrew Tate.
I go Andrew Tate.
Fucking Jay gets taken into custody.
Weird circle.
Oh wow.
Weird circle.
Palm Beach County Sheriff's officers just fucking circling Jay. I'm worried like a motherfucker. I'm thinking Jay's getting jumped by a bunch of people in the hood. You know what I mean?
It was.
Yeah, well, yes. Yeah, you were by the cops, but very interesting.
It all came to nothing, but yeah, weird circle of conversation there. Just funny pattern there.
Yeah, it is a very funny pattern. But again, that's what I wanted to talk about tonight here at Dark Fringe News. I thought it was a very interesting story. Again, like I said, I think there's a lot more to this story than what we see right now. There's a lot more other layers to this. So as the time goes on, let's see what happens, how it all plays out. Probably do an episode on Andrew Tate and the whole downfall of what's going on here. So see where it plays out, like I said. So Jay, I know we're going to be doing our Fringies tonight, but do you have anything for tonight for What the F Florida Ban, or no?
I don't.
That's okay. You know why?
But
go ahead.
I think
you have something else. You have something else, though.
I do have something else that
you do.
This afternoon.
Yeah, you do. Yeah, you do.
Will either be done at the end of the episode or as a bonus to something along those lines. But we got something special coming for that.
Yes, absolutely. So we're going to take a quick break, and we're going to come back, and we're going to do our 2022 Fringies, and we're going to be talking all about the best and worst of 2022. So
the first annual.
The Fringies, baby. So
the Fringies, baby.
That's right. So don't miss out. We'll be right back.
This is Bernie Taylor, author of Before Orion, Finding the Face of the Hero. You are now on Dark Fringe Radio.
I leave my kids at home unattended when I go out drinking, but I don't want them to get into trouble. What can I do? I've petitioned Congress to outlaw everything that isn't suitable for children, but they're not listening.
Try the Vindication Angel Curse Buster BC.
Holy f***ing shit!
That's right! The Vindication Angel Curse Buster BC monitors television and movies for profanity and replaces it with a convenient, similar-sounding word.
Who the fumble are you? Codfish.
Come over here and lick my
banana bread.
Plus, if your children try to watch gymnastics, women's tennis, or any other softcore pornography, you're sent a text message immediately so you can feel like you're parenting even when you're not. With the Vindication Angel Curse Buster BC, you never have to worry about your children being exposed to profanity, nudity, bestiality, polygamy, drug or alcohol use, mooning, heavy petting, teabagging, attractive teen girls in bikinis, homosexuality, or science. The Vindication Angel Curse Buster BC. It's time to start editing reality.
Welcome back, everybody, to Dark Fringe Radio. Tonight, we are doing the Fringies. And so tonight, we're going to be reviewing some of 2022's best and worst. And Jay, we got a few different categories we're going to be talking about tonight. But a lot of different ones, yeah. But the first one I want to kind of do here, Jay, is what do you think was the best episode of 2022 that we did?
Ooh.
So one of the first ones I have on here, Jay, is episode 107. And that's the one we did about misinformation and Joe Rogan. You remember all that stuff that happened?
I do, actually. I do.
Yeah.
But please, that's the whole point of covering it.
Jay's going to retort. Let's hear what Jay has to say.
No, I was going to have you recover it.
Okay. No, listen, I got it. Listen.
Give me your favorite. I was going to give you my favorite.
Yeah, so listen, 107. I thought misinformation, Joe Rogan. We talked about, how we get our information, how the narrative's controlled, obviously. We do a deep dive into the whole Joe Rogan controversy, how, supposedly he was spreading misinformation because he was talking about, COVID-19 and the things that he did to make himself better versus what, mainstream was doing at the time. So they were labeling him as misinformation and everybody jumped on him. And remember, all these people jumped off of Spotify. You remember all those artists that jumped off of Spotify, Jay?
Yes.
Guess what?
Yeah, and all because of
Guess what though?
Throwback.
Exactly.
Shocker.
Right. Was that a fucking shocker? Like they were not going to come back? Come on, please. And some of them came back with it like in a month. So it really wasn't, much to do about anything. But another one that I thought was interesting for this year was episode 115, State of America. And that's the one where we did that episode on Veterans Day. And we talked to Herb. Yeah. We talked to Herb White and we talked about a lot of stuff that was going on in America. It was a little bit, a little political talk, but political. Yeah, it was a little political, but we don't do that very often. So, one episode a year, one episode a year is not so bad,
I don't really think we came at it too. We really didn't talk too much sides. We just kind of poked holes. Kind of plot holes, right? Like Indiana Jones really didn't do anything. That kind of thing.
Right. Yeah. Things were just going to happen. Yeah. Things were just going to happen on its own and just work itself out. Right.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. So I thought that was a really interesting one because we covered a lot of subjects too. We talked about Ukraine. Yeah. We talked about Ukraine. We talked about Alex Jones. We talked about QAnon. We talked about Elon Musk. You know what I mean? So there was a lot of things that we talked about in that one episode. And my last and final one that I thought, for the top three was episode 108, which was the interview with M.R. Gorga, who wrote that book, which is called Demons Among Us. And it was about a story. It was a collection of stories that were taken back at the Salem witch trials, and before that. So it was pretty interesting. The guy's very knowledgeable and a great book. I enjoyed reading it. It's pretty cool. And so yeah, those are my top 3 for this year. Jay, what do you have?
Well, I would have to say, starting, we'll go from 3 to 1.
Okay,
that's how I roll.
Yeah,
I'm gonna start off with number 109.
Okay,
which was the hip hop privatization of.
That was a good one. Yeah,
that was a good one. It was also the first one where Pete really joined us, and Shots Fired and Dark Fringe kind of really fully merged. And I feel like that's kind of where our product has really seemed to. Our content, it just kind of flows really nicely. Those shows have really become very entertaining.
Absolutely.
I try not to listen to our shows too much because I listen to me talk all the fucking time.
I don't like listening to my own voice and I have to edit, so it sucks, bro. Yeah, but, I hear you. I feel the pain.
I found myself today, obviously reviewing a lot of our content, and just myself really laughing and enjoying it, which is a bit self-serving and completely biased, but yet genuine and true. So anyway, so I thought that episode was a good episode. It was on my behalf, on my end, lifting the curtain a little bit. It was really nice to have Pete as that extra sounding board. I feel like he kind of balances us really nicely. Gives a totally different dynamic. And in that episode, right off the bat, it's very apparent. Now, obviously, we grew up together, so we've known each other all of our lives, and that's where a lot of the camaraderie comes. But you never know how those things are going to come off in this format. We try to we've tried to have others on of guys that we've known our entire lives, and it never seems quite click. But with Pete, it just boom.
It clicked right away. Yeah.
So that was a great episode for that.
I agree.
I would say the next one would be the sports curses.
Oh, that was a good one. The last one we did.
That was a great one. That was the most recent one, the most famous sports curses.
Yeah,
we covered a lot of great topics. I learned a lot of cool things. So, but
that was a good one.
I'm not gonna give any of that shit away. And then the last one was, are we living in the simulation? I found that to be a really interesting topic for us to cover because when we always spoke about it, I never thought of it the way you kind of came around it. Now, I still don't really think it's simulation, but I could definitely see a little bit more what you're speaking of. You're talking really neo. I obviously, while I'm an open-minded skeptic, I can still be a bit of a stubborn dick. So I really...
Nah, you're good. You're good. But you're supposed to be stubborn, bro. That's the whole gimmick.
That's my
That's the shtick. That's the gimmick, bro.
That's who I am. Right. But all in truth, that episode, that conversation really kind of allowed me to see things, and it really did kind of validate some of the things that as we've gone over these last 5 years with our podcast, I was never really the skeptical conspiratorial type. I only just really kind of started to see a few certain things. I've always been very open-minded. Yeah, I'll say that. Always had my head on a swivel. Never trusted anybody, but never questioned things either. And now I just find myself kind of every now and then just needling little things, kind of little poking holes. Hey, I'm not sure all that doesn't make sense there, guy. I'm not hip to your chatter, but
you want to go down one real quick, Jay? Let's go down a little quick rabbit hole. You want to go down one? Yeah?
Always.
Let's do it. Let's jump in feet first. Let's do it. All right. Ready? Yeah. So I was watching an episode of Joe Rogan, right?
Okay.
And of course, we're in the holiday season right now. We just had Christmas. New Year's is upon us, just a couple days away. So he was talking about how mushrooms, check this out, is the purpose of Christmas. Created Christmas. Basically created Santa Claus. There's this mushroom. I can't remember the name. Check this out. This is how they connect the dots here. There's this mushroom that's red and has like white little fucking dots all over it that grows in Romania or somewhere, right? Oh no, Siberia. Excuse me. Siberia. Excuse me. And only under these.
Yes, because so many things are healthy grow in Siberia.
But the reindeer in Siberia eat these fucking mushrooms. Okay. And the reindeer, of course, are the reindeer. And what they're eating are these mushrooms, which is red and white like Santa. And basically it's a big old mushroom trip that people are taking, bro. And that's how it kind of got like put out through like history, bro. How it got written. It's really interesting. If you guys don't know what the fuck I'm talking about, go check it out. It's just look it up. It's Joe Rogan talks about Christmas or the origins of Christmas through a fucking mushroom. Really interesting shit. Really interesting. And it kind of fucking makes sense, Jay. Like, I swear to you, I'm going to send it to you after this fucking podcast. And you're going to be like sitting, you're going to be like, huh, all right, I can kind of see that. Yeah. All right.
Hey, listen. Just like we were talking about Ric Flair off air.
Yeah.
Everybody likes a good story. It doesn't necessarily make it all true. I mean, I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Space Mountain, baby. Oldest ride, longest line.
Oh, wait. 14 fucking hours.
There you go, bro. Oh, but yeah, no, so yeah, it's interesting shit, man, that we have all these things that we talk about on this podcast here, Jay. But that last one, I think that simulation one, that was a good one. That was a really good one. Yeah, I really like that one. So what do you think, Jay? Out of all these episodes, those 6 ones, I mean, come on, those are all good, right?
I'm going to go with State of America, and I'll tell you why. I think our guest was one of our most well-educated.
Yeah, I'll tell you that. Oh, yeah.
Best, most communicative we've had ever.
Yeah. Man, we've had some guys, man. Remember? Jay? It was like pulling hair, bro, right? Oh.
William.
Oh, yeah.
Do the research.
I know.
Do the research.
I know. I know. But yeah, as you were saying, Jay, yes. Anyway, very clear.
I found that was riveting. I thought that was a great episode, a lot of content, a lot of great conversation. Again, It was one of the less formatted ones, which is not our normal. Usually we have a fairly good skeleton of what we're going to be doing, what we're going to be talking about, and then we just kind of bounce between those things. But that one was it was just free conversation. So I think, all things considered, for what it was, I know it was very special. I also know it was kind of recent, so there might be some recency bias. But I that was, for this year, that was our best episode.
That was a good one. No, I guarantee. Yeah, I agree, Jay. That was a good one. And you know what? To be quite honest with you, that privatization of hip hop and all that stuff, I think that was just as equally as good, just because of the other reasons why you stated earlier. Pete joining us for the first time, and we had a very good mix of us together, and the way we kind of sound off of one another. It's actually a really good I think recipe for a good podcast when we all have all three of us on here. So, but I agree. So we'll do those two for first place. So privatization of hip hop in America, and of course the State of America. So that was our picks for this year for 2022. Jay, next one I wanted to talk about is Dick of the Year.
Dick of the Year, huh?
Dick of the Year. We're going to go right for the gusto tonight, Jay. And we got 3 candidates. And do you have 3 candidates? You think you have 3 people on the top of your head right now you think you can think of right now?
Oh, yes.
Yeah? Okay.
I bet I could.
Okay. I'm going to put you on the spot because you're Mr. Improv. But the first one I put.
Blair and I were just talking about that just today.
You are.
I am.
I know. I can count on you for that. I know for a fucking fact.
I am always better.
If I put you on the fucking spot, I'm like, Jay.
I'm always better on the fly. Friends. No lie.
Yeah, I got it. I know.
One of the proudest moments of my life was actually my father's eulogy. Because it really was all improv. It was all off the top of my head. It was one of the. I don't think I've ever spoken so eloquently or
it was good.
Beautifully. It was.
I was fucking crying, bro.
That's all downhill from there. That's it.
Yeah, I was crying, bro. Yeah.
Anywho,
yeah. All right. So, well, the first one on my list, Jay.
My 3 dicks of the year. I got it. I got my 3 dicks of the year.
First one I got on the list is Kanye, bro. Yeah. What do you think?
He's
right?
Yeah, he's definitely.
Yeah. He's gone on a little bit of a downward spiral here. He of course he likes to speak his mind. And it started a long time ago. People forget that. They think it's just recently. It's not. He started this a long time ago. Do you remember like when Katrina hit Louisiana, and remember everybody, a lot of those people were dying over there in Louisiana because just couldn't get to them because of the floods and stuff like that?
I do remember that. Yeah.
Kanye came out and said George Bush doesn't care about black people.
I do remember that.
Yeah, and he said that. And a lot of people forget that he said that, but he did say that. And that's kind of like the first one where he kind of came out and actually spoke about, some kind of like his own political position on something, whether right or wrong. But that's, the first time that he did it. But it's gotten crazy. He's gone off the fucking hinges here, Jay, talking about, going DEFCON 3 on, Jewish people and what all this, craziness. And it's just this, you can't, it's hard because the guy has so much influence and he has so many people that follow him and watch him and hang on to every word that he says. And it's like, fuck, it's like, you can't can't go ahead, Jay.
That's probably the scariest part of it though, Will, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's not so much the idiot that's willing to dance alone. It's when people start dancing like the idiot.
Right.
and how you can get this mass collection, this echo chamber of people who are only willing to hear whatever it is that he is spouting, which is all incoherent babble, mostly.
Crazy. Yeah. And,
stupid anti-Semitic bullshit. Yeah.
That's pretty much what it is. Yeah. It's exactly what it is. So, again, he's missing too. On top of that, he hasn't been singing in the last 2 or 3 weeks. So that's the next thing. Who knows what's going on with this guy? But I think he was the first one on my list as far as Dick of the Year. Second one on my list, and I swear to God, Jay, I made notes. I'm reading my notes right now. You could see the fucking reflection off my glasses here. All my notes are right here. I've typed all this stuff out. My second one was Vlad, and I wrote all these fucking notes about Kanye and all the stuff that he did. You know what I mean? He talked about George Floyd, about fentanyl overdose, and the police didn't do anything to him.
No, he didn't.
Second one on my list was Vladimir Putin, and I just wrote one sentence, and I went, "What else needs to be said? He started a war." So Putin. What else needs to be said? He started a war.
Putin.
The war's gone pretty interesting. I think Ukraine has shown that they're a lot more formidable than what Russia thought that they would be, especially with our help and us helping them out.
Or Russia severely. I think Russia felt like it was just going to kind of be able to bully its way. It's that classic bully. Stand up to him in the face, and he's kind of like, "Whoa, I
wasn't ready for that."
In the face.
Yeah.
So I kind of think that's what was going to happen. I kind of think he expected them to lay down, and then that was going to give him resources to actually be stronger. But when he had to go taking it, and I don't think his troops had that kind of mentality that a lot of the old school Russian troops did. Not as to discredit any of that. Yeah, if I was them, I'd try to do the same thing. I'd try to get the fuck out of Dodge as fast as possible.
Right. What's crazy too, Jay, is that you have Putin who's in position of power there in Russia, and there's all these rumors of his health, being very horrible and poor at this point. Supposedly he's battling cancer, he's battling Parkinson's. They're saying that he's using deep fakes for his videos that he puts out, which are very impressive because you can actually make it look like he's perfectly fine and he really isn't. And that he's actually using body doubles for his actual physical appearances that he needs to make out there. So it's kind of interesting. What do you got to say, Jay?
William.
Yeah.
Let's think about this. If you were a Russian dictator spelled with a K in there, dictator, and you knew that there was like 98% of the planet that would prefer to see you dead.
Oh yeah.
Wouldn't you tell them, "Oh, hey, by the way, I have terminal illnesses. I may be dying," just so people think that when they fail at trying to assassinate you, they go, "Well, he's going to die.
He's going to die anyway." Right? Yeah, it's a great tactic if you were to think about it that way. Absolutely. Listen, the guy's smart. He's an ex-KGB fucking agent, so he knows what the fucking game is. But at the same time, there's a lot of rumors of this going on.
Or if things don't go well, suddenly he dies of cancer.
Let's talk about this. There's a lot of people that are dying around him. Have you
and then
seen?
He ends up in Argentina.
Bro, have you seen the amount of people just gone, just dying mysteriously all of a sudden? Like all these huge Russian oligarchs just dying all of a sudden. There's like 20 of them, Jay, that just, it's crazy. I mean, we could do an episode of the podcast just on that alone, just on covering the people. The amount, absolutely. Russia ain't coming over here, bro. Come on. We got those Patriot missiles, man. We're good. I got faith in our men. I got faith in our country, baby.
I got faith in our country. It's not about lack of faith, my guy.
Yeah.
It's not about lack of faith. No, it's not about that at all, my guy. Nothing like that.
Another thing to note, on Netflix, there's a it's not a documentary, but it's a show that David Letterman did where he interviews President Zelensky in fucking Ukraine, and they do it like in a fucking railway underground. It's fucking crazy. Yeah, you hear all the fucking rail, like the trains going back and forth, and they're having this interview. It's like completely like you could tell it's like completely incognito. Like you can't tell where the fuck this is. I could be anywhere. You know what I mean? Yeah. And it's really cool because he talks about what he's trying to do for the people, and it's pretty admirable what this guy's doing, and he doesn't like, flaunt his power, and he shows up in a fucking sweater. You know what I mean?
I know.
You know what I mean? It's like he's a fucking dude. He's a dude, bro. You know what I mean? Yeah, exactly. So I kind of look up to a guy like that. I think that's cool. You know what I mean? That he's able to do that, connect with his country like that. So, anyways, number 2 on the list for me was Vladimir Putin, and last one on the list for me was Trump. And the only fucking sentence I put was what else needs to be said? He's an idiot. That's it. That was literally the sentence that I wrote. What else needs to be said? He's an idiot. And I mean, we can go through the fucking list of all the shit that's happened in the last year. You know what I mean? Whatever. I'm not here to, Republican, Democrat, whatever. You know what I mean? I'm not here to pick a side. But again, the dude's an idiot.
He's an idiot.
So those are my top 3 dicks of the year, Jay. What do you got?
Okay. Well, I don't have any lists or anything to go off of. We're just gonna just kind of top of the head here. So I'm gonna go number 1 is gonna be Kyrie Irving. And actually by number 1 I mean number 3, obviously, because it's not bottom going numero uno.
Yep.
So Kyrie Irving would have to be number 3.
Much akin to Mr. Kanye West.
much akin. Yeah. But he actually started with the COVID and got to sit out of playing basketball for a season because he refused to get vaccinated. And I'm not here to tell people to get vaccinated or not to get vaccinated. That was never my stance. It was always, it should be a very personal thing. Just make sure that you are prepared to protect others for your choices. Nothing wrong with either way. That's all I'm saying.
Correct.
I didn't think there should have been a big thing about it. That being said, his rhetoric about it, and his information, or should I say his misinformation, his disinformation, because everything he gave out there was pretty wrong.
Yeah.
It was just because it was what he thought. But it's like what he thinks his facts, so he spouts his facts, and you just can't help him understand that they're not actually facts. They're just made up in La La Land.
That's right. That is right.
So, and of course, he gets on the list because his most recent Kanye West-ish style tweets and whatnot, and then when he gets in trouble for it, he doubles down by saying, and I didn't say the anti-Semitic things. I just posted them. I'm not supporting the anti-Semitic message. I just posted it.
Posting it is saying it, asshole, dumbass. Hello? That's what posting is about. That means you're saying it. It means you're making a statement. You're posting it. Hello? It doesn't seem like it doesn't seem like much of a head scratcher to me. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, come on.
Yeah.
How stupid.
Yeah, Kyrie Irving definitely on the list there, bro. Yeah.
Kyrie Irving is number trace.
Yeah. Okay.
Number 2,
Who else you got?
Goldberg.
Oh yeah.
Whoopi.
Yeah, Whoopi. I forgot about her. Yeah.
Whoopi.
What's she getting in trouble for lately? Talking shit.
Always been a bit of a loudmouth asshole. Now, granted, in the early 90s, she was on the right path, right? She was strong, proud, black, intelligent woman. All of which I always appreciated kind of how she carried herself. I could give a shit about all the rest. Always had a lot of respect for her, but over these last few decades, it seems like she continues to push that envelope a little bit one particular direction.
I know what you're talking about. Yeah. Off the rails.
And her most recent thing about how Nazis killing Jews isn't racial because you couldn't tell them apart. You can't make it up. God, that's
that's all I gotta say. Yeah. That's you know what, and it's kind of funny because I kind of I compare it to when some people don't know the differences of Spanish people because there's a lot of different Spanish people, right? Yeah, and they're completely different too. Like there's Puerto Ricans and there's Cubans, and then you got Dominicans, but then you got Mexicans, and then you got Colombian. You know what I mean? And then there's all over. You got Spanish from Spain, like they're here's the problem of the land in which we live in, my guy. It's a mental one. For us, we are a collection of states. Yes.
Right. But we're all American. So in that term, beyond our borders, we're all the same. But in reality, if you look at it, when you're talking about people from the difference between someone who's Cuban, Colombian, Puerto Rican, Argentinian, Panamanian, there's so many different Latin
backgrounds.
Backgrounds because they are all individually themselves their own countries.
Right.
And that is where our small-minded Americanness says, "Oh well, we're all Spanish, right?
We're all Spanish, yeah,
right?
Yeah."
So yeah, that's kind of
that's kind of like the same thing she's saying. It's just like, you can't be that ignorant, really. Are you gonna be?
When the last time I heard something that ignorant, I was in 7th grade, and we were actually in social studies class and having a conversation about this very topic. Which in 1997, that's you.
That is
no, 1997, 92.
92,
because we're 7th grade, 12 years old.
Right, because we graduated in 98, so yeah.
We sure did.
Yeah.
And my math is off because I went to a public school.
Yeah, that fucking high school education, baby. Public school, baby.
Public school, baby.
So that's right.
We were having that conversation in 7th grade, and one of the girls who had a darker complexion had said that black people cannot be racist because they are black. And I said, so you think people hating black people is racism and not just people hating other people of other races is racism? And she said, yes, it's only when you hate black people. And right there, I understood that she couldn't grasp the conversation.
Because she had blinders on. She couldn't see the outside world. Yeah.
Right. And that was a shame because she wasn't necessarily wrong. It is racist, and racism needs to end. It really it's the worst, stupidest thing there is.
Yeah.
But if we can't understand the breadth of really just how deep it goes, we're never going to be able to get rid of it. And only understanding one sect of it. And that's what Whoopi Goldberg saying, that it wasn't racism because the Jewish.
It was 100% racism. It was 100% racism. I mean, if you were German and if you saw somebody with a long nose that looked somewhat Jewish, you would say they were Jewish. Please, okay? So don't even come to me with that bullshit. Yeah, I mean, yeah. Wow.
No.
Yeah, that's a strong one. That's a strong one, Jay. That's a strong one. I give you a touche on that one. Yeah.
Now I am torn.
Okay.
For my numero uno.
Okay, so you could do number uno, and then you do your what do they call
one?
No. There's one, and then there's what what do they call that? Special mention, or what do they call that? Yeah.
Runner up.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Okay. Fair enough.
Let's hear it.
So I will start with the runner up, my 1A. What I was gonna do before you got all serious with Trump and stuff, and then I felt like I actually had to bring some extra weight because this was good. When you've asked me my dick of the year, this was the first thing I thought of. This was the very first.
The first person
in my mind.
Who was it?
The 1972 Miami Dolphins.
God damn it, Jay.
All of them.
Oh my God.
They are collectively a bag of rotting,
Jesus Christ, Jay. You have really
just
you have like it's almost like
stack of skin.
It's almost troubling.
I really hate it.
It's almost troubling. Your hatred.
I really fucking hate it. I really fucking hate it. William. It really was. I promise.
You know what's funny because I don't hear no.
We did not really talk much about. We did not really prep a lot of this.
No, this is fly. This is by the fly.
My extra thing that's going to come at the end of the bonus track, whatnot, is something I literally worked on for an afternoon.
And it's good, by the way. It's good. It's fucking good. It's fucking good. So, you guys, wait.
I'm quite proud of it. Anyway, that being said, I totally lost my track of thought. You totally now all proud of my thing that I wrote. Boy, that is self-indulgent. Holy shit, that is self-indulgent.
Oh, that's fucking great.
Was self-deprecating.
So you had 1 and 1A. You were torn between the two.
Thank you. Getting back to my dick.
Fucking
that's
guy.
right. I was spitting hate of the 1972 Dolphins.
Yes, you were.
Wow,
72 Dolphins.
Super self-involved. Holy shit.
72 Dolphins is the 1A, right?
Is 1A because I fucking hate them. And it's funny because I was not, when we were going to bring Florida Man and the Dicks of the Week and all that, my Florida Man, I thought that was really interesting. Our last Florida Man story was my hate for the 72 Dolphins. Yeah. And I wrapped it up with the Dick of the Week, and I kind of, I thought that was whimsical and cute. So, but I wasn't going to bring that up, so I left it out of our top choices for our episodes and whatnot, for my Dick of the Week choice, or my Florida Man stories.
Yeah.
So I was going to leave it out, and then the second you said our Dick of the Year, the first thing
Dick of the Year, that's Dolphins,
it. Right? Because every fucking year they're the Dick of the Year.
God damn, Jay. Yeah, you should keep that going. That's a running gag, bro, from this point on forward.
It really is.
Yeah, it's going to be it.
Dolphins. There you go, guys. I hate the 72 Dolphins.
All right. Okay, cool.
So that's number 1A. That's
1A. What's the creme de la creme? Let's hear it, Jay.
Deshaun Jackson.
Oh, Deshaun Jackson. Okay, yeah. Let's hear it, Jay. Let everybody know what this guy did. For those that don't know.
Allegedly. 29 times. That we know of. Allegedly.
It's crazy. But go ahead, Jay.
He would go into massage parlors. He would get the teams to pay for extra massages. Mm-hmm. He would go in completely naked, whether the women wanted to be nude or not. He would have the massage, and then he would ask them to do his front, and then he would roll over where, oops, the towel slips, and he's already erect. And wouldn't you know it, he always comes to the women, whether they want him to or not, and he is yet to apologize or admit. And how is he repaid, William? He got a $12 million contract and had to sit out 6 weeks.
Wow.
Bro, I mean,
it's crazy how some things work out that way, right? Huh? Everybody writes their own check, man. Everybody's, writes their own deal. It's weird, man, how some people kind of get away with shit like that, huh?
Gross and fucking gross.
It's really weird.
That's one of those ones it is despicable that there's a single football team that would have them on their roster, knowing that.
What team is he on? What team is he on?
These are even some
what team is he on, Jay?
He is on the Browns.
Oh, Cleveland. Okay, well, yeah.
Cleveland Browns. Yep.
The Cleveland Steamers. Yeah, exactly.
Cleveland Steamers. And shockers that he would end up on.
Exactly. Right.
Anything to win. Because they're desperate because they have been in a cellar in a basement in the National Football League hell of hells for almost the entirety of their franchise since 1948 and Otto Graham. Their best quarterback. Otto
there
Graham,
you go.
Their best quarterback.
Fucking Cleveland. All right. Well, Jay, listen, I'm giving you the choice on this one. There's good
it's got to be the shot. I mean, if we're going serious, it's just Sean Jackson.
Yeah,
When you it does say something that when you ask me Dick of the Year, the first thing I think is 1970. I see a picture of them in my mind, all popping.
You are that over Putin, huh?
Really am.
The guy starts a war. Fuck that. No, the 72 Dolphins. Really, Jay? All right, I'll give it to you. 72 Dolphins. I'll put Putin as number 2. How about that? Fair deal? Can we agree on that, Jay?
I mean,
can we come to a NATO compromise here, Jay?
Will, it has to be the 72 Dolphins. You know why?
Why?
Because they're undefeated.
Oh, here we go, Jay. Here we go.
They have to be number 1. They have to win.
You can't let it go. You can't let it go, can you, Jay?
Fuckers.
All right, Jay. Well, that's a good closing for that one. All right. Another one that I wanted to kind of bring up here, Jay. And you're not going to have any background on this one, unfortunately, because I know you're not into this kind of stuff here. But I wanted to talk about horror movie of the year and of 2022. Okay. Now there was some good stuff that came out this year, Jay. But the 3 I wanted to kind of talk about was first Halloween Ends. The second one was Nope, and the third one was The Black Phone. Now, starting with the first one, Halloween Ends. Okay, go ahead, Jay.
Because you're right. This is not my genre. This is not my bag. Why don't you do this? Why don't you explain to me, give them to me in your order, 3 to 1.
Okay.
And explain to me, give me a good synopsis on what makes these 3 the best of the year and why someone like me, well, I'll never see them. What about it would speak to someone like me? How's that?
Gotcha. So we'll start off number 3, Halloween Ends. This was the last of the trilogy series for this last outing of the Halloween movie series that had Jamie Lee Curtis, the original actress, of course, of the Halloween series, come back and finish this whole fucking thing off, right? Big anticipation. We were waiting to see what the fuck was going to happen. Complete fucking flop, Jay. Complete fucking flop. It's one of the shittiest fucking movies of all time. The film revolves around this one guy who's a side character pretty much the entire film, Jay. Michael Myers is kind of like an afterthought in this movie. He only appears for like 15 minutes in the movie.
That's a shame.
Yeah. And so the whole film revolves around this character called Corey Cunningham. He's a young man who falls in love with Laurie Strode's granddaughter. And then while a series of events happen, including crossing paths with, of course, Mr. Michael Myers, he turns into become a murderous outcast. So, yeah, it kind of like it's almost like a passing of the torch in a way, but it's just like it was just horribly done. It was not a good fucking nothing good about it, bro. I was very highly disappointed. I was really hoping that this thing was gonna fucking go off bad. You know what I mean? And it flopped. I just couldn't say any worse things about it. It's bad. So. That was it. For number 3. Number 2, Nope. Nope was a movie that Jordan Peele actually came out with, which I'm not sure if you're familiar with, Jay. Jordan Key and Peele. And so this is a UFO movie, all in all. But it's a movie about all of a sudden all these random objects start falling from the sky, and then there's this guy that's trying to capture the evidence of what's going on, and it's UFO, and they're not sure what's going on, and it's pretty creepy. It's really well done, and I think it's probably one of the best horror films of this year. So definitely, go out of your way to watch it. I think it's on Peacock. It's called Nope. Check it out. It's a great UFO film. And then the last one, number 1, is Black Phone. Black Phone actually has Ethan Hawke in it. He plays the serial killer in it. He plays this fucking really ominous guy who basically takes this kid, kidnaps him, and this kid ends up in this basement. And all there is this bed, and on the wall there's a phone. And all of a sudden, the phone starts ringing, and he starts getting help from the past subjects that were brought there and killed. Their spirits call him and try to help him to get out. That's what I can say about it. Yeah, it's pretty interesting. So I thought it was probably one of the most original ideas.
William, sir.
Go ahead, Jay. Yeah.
You know this is a holiday special, right?
Oh, absolutely. I know, but I have to throw a little paranormal stuff in here too,
William, my God.
Oh, I'm not even done with it tonight. Then go ahead.
You're William. You know these are the happiest times of the year, right?
Absolutely.
And you were like a brother to me, and I love you. You have taken, like Joe Rogan, far too much ayahuasca.
Have I gone into the jungle too much, bro?
For sure.
Well, I got some more.
Deep.
I got some more where that came from, bro. But yeah, listen.
All right, continue.
The Black Phone. No, it's good. But the Black Phone, check it out. It's a kind of like a psychological thriller with some supernatural stuff in it. It's really good. Like even I think women, like if you're there with your girl, it's not that scary where like, oh, it's gory. No, you can watch it and they'll like it too.
Nothing to do with my everything.
Yeah, but it's all good. But like I said, it's a good movie. Check it out, The Black Phone. So those are my top 3 for this year. I'd say The Black Phone is the best by far. Definitely check it out. Ethan Hawke takes it out of the park. Fucking creepy as fuck. I mean, really great actor. So I can't say enough about it. Next one I wanted to talk about, Jay. And it's a list that I kind of came out of nowhere, but I wanted to talk to you about it anyway. But it's Fraudster of the Year. Fraudster
of the Year.
Yeah. So the first one on my list is the Liver King. So you know who the Liver King is, Jay?
I do.
Okay, so Joe Rogan was talking about this guy, the Liver King, and he was saying, listen, this guy is not natural. He's not just fucking lifting weights and just eating liver all day and getting ripped like that. He's like, it's just not happening. And so after time, he got broke down and basically admitted that, he takes steroids.
Did he though?
Yeah, he did. Yeah. What?
No. I know he did.
Yeah.
But
yeah, I know what you're saying. He kind of danced around it a little bit. Yeah. It wasn't a full admission, but it was like,
and I'm sorry, but I did it because I wanted to be a good role model.
Right.
What?
Exactly. Yeah.
Shut up.
So you're gonna lie about it too on top of it? Yeah. So to me that was the third, number 3 on my list. Number 2 is Andrew Tate. We just talked about him earlier in the podcast. He was that guy was out there. He was pushing a lot of stuff. He was a very, very popular influencer, bro. I mean, we're talking about millions and millions and millions of people, listening to every word this guy was saying and just being a fucking fraud. And then the last one I had on number 1 is Sam Bankman-Fried. He was the guy who was
piece of shit.
He was the FTX fucking trader. He was the guy who owned FTX.
Worth billions.
Yeah, not anymore. Not anymore.
Yeah, now he's only worth 200 million. Yeah.
Yeah, it's weird, right? It's like, how is that still poor? You know what I mean? It's like, really? You could do so much with 200 million, bro. But yeah, Sam Bankman-Fried, founder. No, I don't know about I don't think he's getting away with this one, bro. I don't think so.
Dude.
No. So the founder of FTX, which is a of course cryptocurrency that's been very famous and very widely touted about the downfall of the founder and of its, of course, value. And it's just a complete downfall. There's a lot of corruption supposedly. They were doing wire fraud, Jay. They even had a group chat called Wire Fraud between themselves. Could you imagine that, Jay? It's like a department saying Wire Fraud Department. And it was put on the wall a sign. Hey, there's the Wire Fraud Department right down there. Go down the hallway, make a left, and it's right there on your right.
Probably held up on the wall with Scott.
Yeah, exactly. So those are my 3 fraudsters of the year, Jay. And I think that's I think those are pretty good.
I think I might be able to come up with 1 or 2.
Okay, what do you think you got there, Jay?
For fraudsters. Okay. Well, let's go ahead and let's start with Daniel Snyder.
Daniel Snyder. Why do I know that name?
He's currently the owner of the Washington Commanders.
Oh, the Commanders. That's right. Okay.
He is the guy who, before what he's currently embroiled in, was embroiled in problems because he refused to change his name from the Washington Redskins, which is an offensive slur.
Yeah.
He refused to change it. So much that for years, for 2 or 3 seasons, they were just known as the Washington football team.
Yeah. Isn't that crazy?
Isn't that crazy?
That's fucking nuts, bro. Because somebody won't get off their horse about being fucking racist. Like, really, just let it go, bro.
So what did they do? They removed him as the chairperson, let his wife be the one who makes all the decisions. Sure.
Yeah, that's going to end up well. Yeah.
There's a lot of separation there. No, we're not going to talk about anything at home. Sure. Got it. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. But apparently he also hostels a hostile work environment that is abusive to women, is terribly racist. He is super close friends with why am I not remembering his name? I can see his face now. He was the coach of the Bucks.
Dungy?
Not Dungy. No. Looks like Chucky, little redhead.
Oh, the
I cannot think of his name.
What is his name? Yeah, I know you're talking about. Yeah, he was on TV for a while too.
Yeah. Either way, quarterback guru, either which way, he got in a lot of trouble for being terribly racist. So Daniel Snyder is now being forced to sell his team.
John
Gruden. Thank you.
Gruden. Yes, Gruden. So yeah, he's forced to selling the team now, huh? Are they going to keep the Commander's name, or are they going to change that again once they sell it? I guess it's up to the owner, right?
It is no. Usually, and you got to keep this in mind. It's not just one person. It's a board of people that really truly. You can't just decide because I'm the owner. This is the name. You do have a lot of say in it. But there's still a process in which you have to go through. But yeah, the commanders' names and all that. But just a simple fact that for the longest time, he was really trying. All this has been going down, and the whole time he's been saying, if you force me to sell my team, I have dirt. And he's openly said, I have shit on everyone, and it will all come out.
Wow.
So very curious.
You think he'll shit on everybody?
Absolutely. It should be very.
There was a big thing about, of course, a lot of the coaching in the NFL last year, or I think it was earlier this year. I'm sorry, wasn't it, with the whole Dolphins thing? And
it was leading into the season. It was end of last season and going into this season.
Yeah, I couldn't remember.
Accidentally text the wrong Brian. Congratulations on getting a job that nobody had come out to find out that they had gotten yet.
Why is that guy always, why is he
Brian's? One was white, one was black.
Yeah. Well, listen, why is he always behind something that's like Bill Belichick? Remember the whole fucking where they were videotaping the Flakegate, the videotape?
Yeah.
Remember that?
Because William, if you ain't cheating, you ain't trying.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
We're talking.
Holy shit.
So keep this in mind. Bill Belichick was also the defensive coordinator for the Big Tuna. Right. Mr. Bill Parcells.
Right.
Parcells is infamous for telling a story about what Bill Walsh did to him. A lot of Bills coaching the NFL.
Weird, right?
Put your kid to be a quarterback, to be a coach.
Fuck, I should be a fucking offensive coordinator. Bill Martinez.
Right. No,
offensive coordinator for the Buffalo Bills.
There's a reason why you're Will.
I know. Doesn't sound right. Yeah.
So Bill Walsh, the 49ers were infamous for scripting their first 15 plays. So Bill Walsh, at the beginning of one of their playoff games, had said that his communication, his headphones had gone out. And the rule was if one team didn't have headphones, the other team couldn't use theirs. So he had all these scripted plays, and then suddenly there's no communication from the coach. And wouldn't you know,
what a great fucking play, huh? What a great play. What a great play.
We're talking, they all kind of do some shit like that. It's just Bill Belichick he looks kind of shady. He's a hermit.
He always looks like there's something. Yeah, he's always looking like something's gonna happen. Like
he's called an evil.
He's always like this
for a reason.
He's always like this.
Yeah.
like always looking like something. Yeah, like something's gonna happen, like pop off, like you know what I mean? Like the FBI's gonna walk through the door all of a sudden. He's like,
Yeah, man.
yeah. I get you.
So
I get you.
Daniel Snyder, I would say is definitely one.
Fraudster of the year. Okay. All right.
How about, and I don't know their names.
Okay.
So hazy, but how about the two fighters who are currently embroiled in issues because they possibly threw a fight in the UFC for gambling?
Oh, I didn't hear about that one.
Yeah, I heard about that one.
No, that's news to me.
So I'm gonna and don't quote me on any of this, as this is stuff I've only heard and read. So I'm
dirty information.
Yeah, I'm just throwing out all the. I'm not trying to say anything. This is just from what I've gathered.
Gotcha.
There was two fighters on the undercard of UFC fight.
Okay.
And the betting line at the last second had a crazy jump. Apparently, one of the guys had broken his arm, and everybody knew about it.
Oh, wow.
But they still allowed the fight to go. And if you watch the fight, it's almost very obvious that it's not quite up to snuff.
So that's kind of fucked up because you're putting the question of UFC allowing that fight to happen.
So both fighters have been suspended, clearly. The coach to one of the fighters, the offending, has been permanently suspended, and any fighter who is still in contact with him has also been suspended. So I don't know all.
I've seen the story. I can't remember the coach. I remember seeing the story now, Jay.
I want to say Jason Perillo, but also no, it's not Jason Perillo. Jason Perillo's got no. Retract that Jason Perillo part. Jason Perillo is. I was listening to the Michael Bisping podcast, and he's one of Michael Bisping's training coaches. So I ignore that one. But
it's not him. No,
not him. But two fighters currently under investigation for throwing.
That's crazy, man. Wow. But again, what does that say to the UFC though? Too, they allowed that fight to happen, knowing. Come on, there had to be some kind of like pre-fight inspection, right?
Maybe. I don't know. TJ Dillashaw also had a fight with Aljamain Sterling. It was for the belt. And he is
but he had a dislocated shoulder. Okay. That's a little bit different. Like a broken arm.
Dislocated shoulder 30 times. You're not capable of going and fighting in a championship. Like you're not really capable of fighting.
At all. No.
So no, I don't I think if the break is not that severe, and you really are dependent on that money, I think you hide it well enough to go in there. The only difference is I'm not sure where you kind of let people know that your arm is broken and you're not going to really be trying your best. You're just kind of trying to go out there and collect quick.
That's the problem. That's the problem in itself right there. Yeah.
So I don't know where those lines get blurred, and I'm not sure exactly what's going to lead to. But all I can tell you is there's some fuckery afoot, my guy, and that lands them on the list.
There you go. All right. So Fraudster of the year, Jay, what do you think? All in all, which one do you think takes the list of all those people we just mentioned there? I'll give it up to you this time.
I'm going to have to go with Andrew Tate. And I'll tell you why. Yeah. He's selling. He is like Hulkamania, but in reality, he's trying to sell you the vitamin milk and all this health shit. In reality, he's juicing and enslaving human being. I can't even. It's not even funny. No, but he's an asshole. Yeah, go with that.
Gotcha. Okay. All right. Very good, Jay. We have two more to do before we say goodnight. I wanted to do one more, Jay, here before we did the best of What the F Florida Man. But one thing I wanted to do for the paranormal folks out there, Jay, because of course I have to keep it like that for the podcast. That's how it started. I wanted to do the top 3 paranormal videos of 2022.
All right.
You ready? So I got these clips here, Jay, and I'm going to play them, and you're going to tell me what you think. All right?
Yeah, man.
So the first one, these are all taken by a guy on YouTube who's called Slap Ham. He has his own channel, and all he does is basically he puts on all these compilations of all these videos here, Jay. And so I was looking at all of them that he did for 2022, and because he's a very good curator of all these videos, and so the three that I picked, I thought were the best. The first one we're going to play here is called Haunted Cemetery. I thought that was pretty good. It pretty much explains itself here, so I'm going to go ahead and play it, and you can see for yourself, and we'll go from there. How's that sound?
Paranormal investigator Lalo Escalante is dedicated to exploring some of the most notorious locations in Mexico. Whether it's abandoned buildings, sites of urban legend, or cemeteries, more often than not, Lalo Escalante captures some really freaky stuff on camera. In this episode, he's exploring an old graveyard.
Check the shit out, Jay.
Many locals believe the property is riddled with tormented spirits, and often report sightings of shadowy figures lurking in the dead of night and objects moving seemingly all on their own. Disembodied screams are also said to be a common occurrence. It isn't long into the exploration before the OP begins hearing things in the distance.
Escucho un grito. Hola. Uy, abrió una reja.
So, of course, it's in Spanish, and so he's hearing voices in the distance. He doesn't know where they're coming from.
Moments later, as the camera holder's torch begins to flicker, he asks if there's any spirits nearby to make themselves known. That's when this happens.
Why? Why did you do that? Dame una señal.
Ask for a sign of their presence.
Oh, man.
Watching that again, a nearby tap mysteriously turns itself on, scaring the cat away.
¿Alguna entidad se encuentra aquí?
No.
How about that, Jay? Want to go to Mexico to a graveyard?
No, William, no.
Look at that fucking water tap turned on by itself. Look.
Turns the tap off, but seconds later, it turns itself back on.
Se abrió la llave. Uy. ¿Quién anda ahí? Se abrió la llave.
No.
La llave se abrió. ¿Sí la vieron? Ay, Dios mío.
Oh.
Ay, Dios mío, indeed, homie.
Yeah, you know what that means, right, Jay?
I do.
Jay knows what the fuck that means. He's grown up around me long enough to know what the fuck that means.
Ay, Dios mío. Ay, Dios mío.
Yeah. Oh.
¿Quién está aquí?
Yes, who's here?
¿Alguien es? Vean. Vean cómo el tren se está moviendo.
So
el tren se está moviendo.
You see that, right? The toy train moving backwards on its own.
Somehow, the toy appears to move on its own. He even checks to see if there's batteries, but there's none there.
¿Quién eres? Vean, por favor, que no estoy desenfocando esto. Se está moviendo el tren. Dios mío de mi vida.
Dios mío, indeed.
Yeah.
Mierda. Oh, shit. No, I'm out.
No batteries, baby.
After
Moving on its own.
Strange sounds, the explorer is soon confronted by a terrifying sight. Take a look.
Se ve que tiene muchísimos años.
Oh, do not continue.
Mira. Ay, se vio una mujer.
I saw a woman.
Here it is again, slowed down. There appears to be the figure of
Feels like a lady, like walking like that, with her head down.
Yeah.
Bro, fucking cemetery in Mexico, bro.
And then he was running at it.
Yeah.
What's wrong with you?
Paternoster. Kissing cherries. Sanctificetur. Nomen tu adveniat. Regnum tu fiat. Voluntatus sicut. In cielo in the terra.
Before long, yet more strange activities recorded.
Quiero que te presentes.
He's asking to present itself, of course, like a dumbass. And the fucking the light flickers.
The candle seems to move by itself.
De nuevo.
The camera then decides to go investigate the tap once more, the place where all the eerie activity began in the first place.
No, amigos. Esa llave no se va a abrir, yo creo. Ay, Dios mío.
There goes the light again.
I'm out.
Oh, there goes the tap.
I'm telling you.
There
gotta
goes the
have
tap again, bro.
Like he's gotta have like
too much
box
for the
balls.
explorer, and the video abruptly ends.
That's it. That was the end of it.
So what do you make of this eerie encounter? Could this old cemetery in Mexico really be haunted?
Yes.
Moving toy.
So yeah, pretty interesting there, Jake. That's pretty interesting.
Yeah. No, it's not. It's scary as fuck.
All right, we got two more. This next one is called "Terrifying Live Photo." So, here let's see. Here we go.
Yeah, let's see that.
Let's see. And
Feliz Navidad. Feliz Navidad.
Our last clip of the day seems to show something genuinely terrifying. It was sent to the Paranormal Facebook page El Mundo DKB ZA. This family was out camping when a series of photos were taken to remember the occasion. Everything seemed perfectly normal and the photos didn't show anything strange either, or so they thought. iPhones have a live photo feature that captures a few seconds of footage after a photo is taken. You can then press on a photo and it'll play out a few seconds of movement. It would appear this live photo has captured something chilling. Take a look. Just next to the boy on the left, you can make out a grey, transparent figure crawling on all fours.
I don't know what the fuck that is.
Whatever it is, it seems to scurry out of view.
That ain't good. That ain't good. I can tell you that. It's pretty good, huh?
No one's been able to explain this eerie sighting. Is it a ghost, a cryptid, or something else entirely?
That's not a cryptid because it would be more apparent and everybody would see it.
Not a cryptid.
That's, I don't know, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's another good one. I think that that was for 2022. So the last one, there's this guy who he has his own channel. His name is Diego Spickers, and he basically has been documenting how his house has been haunted for literally like the last 2 years. So this is not something like all of a sudden. This has been like years already, and he just records different shit and posts on his YouTube page. But very, very interesting. So I want to show you this video here right now. And this one, Jay, this one is these ones are hard right here. So
I'm sorry, did you say these ones are hard?
Yeah, these ones are hard to kind of like understand and grasp. Yeah, to understand and grasp at the same time. So here, I'm gonna play these.
For quite a while now, we've been covering the alleged haunting of Diego Spickers. For over a year, Diego's been claiming that his apartment is occupied by the spirit of a little girl, an entity that appears to have a worrying fascination with Diego's own daughter. Here's a taste of some of the latest sightings happening inside the apartment. Take a look.
Amy?
Watching that again, we can see.
Yeah, that's troubling for me right there, Jay.
However, Diego moves the door. There's nothing there.
That's a little bit fucking too much right there, right now.
In this next clip, Diego
look at this
set
here,
up an
Jay.
experiment to try and catch some more paranormal activity on camera. Watch what happens. As you can see, finger marks seem to appear in the flour on the floor. Then, in this final clip, something even more chilling is captured.
Great.
Bro, did you see that, bro? Bro, did you see that?
Yeah.
Bro, did you see that right there? Did you see that little girl that was next to the little girl?
I did.
Breaking this one down, you can see a face of a young girl lingering over the shoulder of Diego's daughter. He runs to take a look, but the figure seems to vanish into thin air.
Dude.
Wow, bro. Yeah.
His daughter sits eerily on the couch as if in a trance.
Fucking hate you.
Oh. God damn it, Jay.
Naturally, a lot of comments
that arm right there, that's the fucked up one right there. That fucks me up right there. See that?
In the apartment after all that's happened.
Nah, right there. Did you? Oh no, right there. See? Nah.
Are we just witnessing some immaculate video editing, or is the family really haunted? Share your thoughts with the rest of the community in the comments section down below.
Yeah, bro. I don't know, man. Kind of creepy. Kind of creepy. What do you think?
I hate you is what I think.
No, you don't. No, you don't. Oh, it's great. It's fucking great. So out of those 3 clips, Jay, which one do you think was the most impactful?
Oh, that last one, William.
That last one, right? Hell yeah. Hell yeah. That last one, the little girl's head in the corner right there, right?
That last
she
one,
just dips down all of a sudden.
No,
oh,
she does not dip down. No, she vanishes.
She vanishes, bro. Like I'm like looking at it. I looked at that video like 100 times today, Jay. And I'm like,
why, William? God, I know. Fuck, why would you do that?
I know, bro. And these people are catching this shit on video, and I'm looking at this shit. I'm like, oh my god.
I'm out of the apartment. I'm out.
Bro, there's no reason for me to be there in the first place. They couldn't even keep me there for free.
Listen, it's clearly occupied.
Oh,
it's not vacant and it's not available. Don't rent it out.
Exactly.
I'm out.
So yeah, that was courtesy of Slapped Ham. Thanks so much for sharing that on your YouTube page. We're giving you full credit on that, and and we're doing a full critique on those videos, and that's what we think the top 3. But yeah, I'm gonna go with Jay on that. That's fucking that last one. That David Spicker's house. Yeah, fuck that. That little girl behind the other little girl.
On lights. As soon as this is over, I'll be turning on the lights.
Fuck that. Fuck that. Yeah, we're gonna be watching something else. The Happies after this.
Adam Sandler.
Yeah, there you go. Right. All right, Jay. The last one for tonight is the best What the F Florida Man for 2022. Jay, I got your list. Let's talk about it. Let's start with number 3. Go ahead, shoot it out. I think that was episode 110. Man tries to steal R2-D2 statue. No.
That is correct. So number 3, which was "This is not the nerd you're looking for," was a story we had.
That's good.
A man who tried to steal a R2-D2 statue off the grounds of Disney in Orlando, Florida. And his way to do it was he got the job. He filled out the application, got the job, and as soon as he got his badge, he went and just tried to just take it.
Yeah, the poor execution. There was no forethought in this whatsoever.
Like, you got a job, man.
He went through the whole trouble of getting the job, which I'm sure there's a long. That's got to be a lengthy process to get a job at Disney, no? Because you got to do a lot of background, I would assume, and I would hope.
One can only assume.
Yeah.
Stole somewhere and somewhere where you could take something like an R2-D2 statue. So there's got to be security. I mean, we're talking.
Yeah, there was no escape plan.
None.
So
this is not the nerd you're looking for. I found that to be super Florida man. I'm gonna take that bitch by getting me a job here.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
That's
what was second on the list there, Jay?
Second title on the list was title is Sheriff Fuck Around and Find Out. That was a story about the Palm Beach County Sheriffs and the SWAT team and this great area of ours.
Suspect. Shooting a suspect 68 times?
68 times. And when he was asked, his response was because that was all we had.
That's it, man. That's Florida right there, baby.
It's exactly why, because there's Florida. No more boss statement. Fuck around and find out.
That's motherfucking Florida, bitch.
Every bit of ammunition we had on us.
Excuse me, Sheriff. Why did you shoot the suspect? Excuse me, officer. Why did you shoot the suspect 68 times? Because that's all the ammo we had left.
Because I didn't have a 69 bullet.
Oh my God.
I looked. I went to the car. Glove compartment empty. Woof. You know, the spare I keep in my boots gone.
Made Swiss cheese on that guy. All right, Jay, what was number 1 on your list?
68. Number 1, I would have to be titled Paramedics. It was about a gentleman who had gotten really sad. And
little sippy?
Well, no, he was actually kind of suicidal for a minute.
Oh, okay.
And he tried to kill himself, and paramedics came and took the guy, went to the hospital. He survives. He's good. But while he was in the emergency room waiting to be seen, he came down off of whatever it was he was on, decided, he's fine. So he gets in the ambulance and takes it home.
Hey, fuck it. Let's drive myself home.
They eventually found him because obviously they were waiting to admit him.
Oh, yeah.
Because he tried to kill himself. They tend
to
deny that. They found the ambulance parked in his neighbor's driveway, and he was hiding in the trunk of his car.
My Lord. Jesus Christ. Well, yeah. Those are fucking great fucking stories here. Unbelievably but true stories here of fucking Florida. Jay, I don't know. Those are good ones. I don't know. I think I'm gonna have to go with sheriff shooting suspect 68 times.
Yep.
That just to me is so Florida right there. That says Florida right there, right? When you hear that, you're like, oh yeah, I know what state that came out of. Yeah, you know what I mean? You just read the headline, you're like, oh yeah, that happened in Florida, right?
Happened in our county.
In our county, yeah. Well, there you go. Well, listen, Jay, great list. I think that's a great start. Finish to our 2022 year in review, Jay. I want to thank you so much. I know we didn't do that many episodes this year, but we are planning on doing a lot more this year. So please continue to support us in the show. We really appreciate it from the bottom of our hearts. Jay, before we say goodnight, I know you have something in store for everybody here. So I'm giving you the floor to you, Jay. And so there you go, please.
All right. So when Will had reached out to me so long ago, this early day, because it was just early this afternoon.
Oh, it was. It was literally like 11 o'clock. Hey, by the way,
are you down to do something? Sure.
Yeah.
Now I did this totally on my own because I'm an asshole. So I was thinking to myself every year.
This is great, by the way.
Every year when my kids were little, and I can say that because as of Tuesday, my daughter is 19, and my son will be 17 in March. So my children are no longer children there, and my son is 8 feet tall. Anyway, so I used to always read "'Twas the Night Before Christmas." I had him every Christmas Eve. Their mom and I split a majority of their childhood, but I got every Christmas Eve and every Christmas morning because I'm a super lucky guy. And we used to read "'Twas the Night Before Christmas." So when we're doing this, I wrote something kind of dark fringes to that. So it goes like this. Ready?
Let's hear it.
'Twas the night before Christmas here at Dark Fringe, and the boys were all preparing for the show to begin. Will silhouetted by his warm monitor glow as he takes a sip of his tonic and swallows it slow. Pete in his place rolling something fat while Jay sits in the dark adjusting his JB hat. Will exclaims, "I did it. I found it. The best. This holiday conspiracy will mind fuck the rest. Forget Krampus, forget Balbushka, you can forget them all. I have serious dirt about those Santas at the mall." Pete laughed with his lungs all full of smoke. He hacked and he coughed and he tried not to choke. "Poopy," he snapped through his gasps for air. "Careful with them tinfoil hats you keep in your hair." Jay piles on with, "Bro, you've lost your mind. Leave those meth-riddled alky weirdos behind." Will has found something amazing, so wondrous to claim, but the boys just sit with their smoke-inhaled brains. William explodes. Wake up and focus, you sheep. You know the government likes it when you are asleep. Seriously, guys, these are not just sloppy old losers or toothless wine guzzling losers. They are not a collection of what the Florida men. They are actually alien AI cryptids. Don't make me say it again. Jay hangs his head and shakes it side to side. He then sharply exhales, "Homie, you fried." Jay continues. He always is. Jay continues, "I know I have said Bigfoot is just a man in a suit, but trust me, bro, it's not red velvet with shiny black boots." Pete nods and agrees with his tiny cohort. "Poopy," he blasts in a derisive snort. "This little bitch who's scared of Freddy is totally right. He's not a robot yeti." The host with the most isn't through yet. His mind starts running, getting sneaky as he can get. He explains, guys, really, this is no joke. Put down the devil's lettuce." Wait. Let's take a toke.
Yeah.
The guys all inhale, then it seems time to slow. It looks like Mary Jane has decided to join the show. "Here's what I mean," Will says. "It's not a long story. They're bred by Martians come to steal our Christmas glory. We have always believed they're magical elves who floated on clouds while putting gifts on our shelf. But in fact and in truth, they are not so sweet. It's not just gifts they leave us when they are warm in their sheets. Information and data, yes, that's what they seek. They use St. Nicholas to find us where we are weak. They know when we are sleeping. They know we're awake. They know if we have WMDs and we make lots of mistakes."
Oh, yeah.
We really do.
We do. Oh, we do.
Pete and Jay remain motionless, frozen so still, mouths agape, jaws on floor, just staring at Will. Jay slowly manages a statement, a judgment, not question. "Fuck, Will." "Dude, that's a crazy suggestion." Pete's eyes suddenly widen 3 times their normal dilation. "It all makes sense now, Poopy. They will bring us on our annihilation." Poopy, damn, crap. Jay, in a hazy confusion with really feel fear, he said, "That elf on the shelf has seen my naked rear." Will saying to his brother with what he always says, he hits his friend with a Jesus Christ, Jay. Pete follows with, "Man, bro, that's too much. Is that real, Poopy, or am I just out of touch?" With giggles and laughs with such great joy, then he shouts, "Gotcha, fuckers!" Your faces, oh boy. So to all of our listeners, from Pete, Will, and Jay, we say Feliz Navidad and Happy Holiday.
There we go. Thank you. There he goes. Hey.
We'll cut it better, more polished piece, but that's the very first broadcast of it.
That's awesome, bro. No, that's great. When you read it earlier, I was like, fucking shit, that's great, bro. Yeah, no, that's wonderful, man. Thank you so much. Yeah, I really appreciate that. That's a good, you know what? That is a present to me. That's my birthday present. I appreciate that. Thank you.
There you go. That makes up, huh?
There you go. That makes up for the birthday right there.
Just so you guys know, every year for his birthday, pretty much since the day we've met, I have wished him a happy birthday a day early.
Always. Yeah.
Always a day
always.
Early.
Yeah.
And always
yeah.
genuinely a day early. I'm on time, and I'm not. And this year, I did not do it a day early. In fact, I did it 2 weeks late. Because I'm a piece of shit.
No, it's all good, bro. No, it's all good. It's the worst time to have a birthday. It's a week before Christmas, bro. It's the worst time. So I don't ever fault anybody for forgetting. So, but listen, thanks so much, Jay. It's 2022 year in review. I think that was a great episode. I want to thank everybody. Yeah. The Fringies, baby, the Fringies. And I want to thank everybody for continuing to support the podcast. Please do so. It's going to get better and better. We're going to have more and more episodes out there, more and more guests. It's going to be very interesting. So again, thank you. We really appreciate it. Happy New Year and Merry Christmas. And we'll see you next year on a new episode of Dark Fringe Radio.